Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin Nelson and I'm going to be talking to you today about forgiveness and health. What is forgiveness? Forgiveness is the decision to let go of thoughts of revenge and resentment. It doesn't mean that you deny the wrong someone has done to you or that you are justifying it. Holding grudges and being unforgiving can bring about anger and bitterness towards other relationships in your life. Forgiveness is not forgetting about the pain that you experienced or that you're excusing or condoning the behavior. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you are reconciling with the person. And it's not an easy process. Forgiveness, however, is a choice. It's about taking responsibility for your feelings. It's about your healing process and not about the people who have hurt you. And it's having the strength of becoming the hero in your life rather than the victim. Some benefits from forgiveness include it can lower stress and anxiety, lower blood pressure, it can help have healthier relationships in your life, it can lower depression symptoms and the risk of alcohol and drug abuse, it can reduce the feelings of anger, bitterness, and resentment, and it can also increase the feelings of hope, compassion, and confidence. Spirituality and forgiveness go hand in hand because forgiveness has been mentioned and a part of different cultures and religions. Some religions include Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and Buddhism. Buddhism, they believe forgiveness removes unhealthy emotions that could cause harm to our overall well-being. They believe in karma, which in turn is related to our actions. Judaism believe a person who has hurt someone else should apologize and the other person is religiously bound to forgive. Christianity, they believe forgiveness plays a huge role in their spirituality. For instance, the Lord's Prayer has a verse that states, "Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who have trespassed against us." One study that I have found was part of the Stanford Forgiveness Project, and it was directed by Dr. Frederick Luskin. This was the first study to use forgiveness intervention with a large number of participants. It was a randomized trial of 259 adults that had 6 90-minute sessions, and it was a manual-based cognitive behavioral intervention. It had an assessment control group on trait anger, symptoms and perceived stress, forgiveness self-efficacy, and the forgiveness likelihood. It was a 6-week study with a 4-month follow-up assessment. The intervention group received forgiveness training by Dr. Luskin that focused on cognitive disputation, mindfulness meditation, and guided imagery. It also focused on the core components of forgiveness, which include taking less personal offense, blaming the offender less, and offer more personal and situational understanding of oneself and the offender. Participants had at least one hurtful experience with someone else that had negative behavioral, cognitive, and emotional responses. The study results that people who were in the intervention group felt more confident about forgiving their offender, which in turn helped with forgiveness in other aspects of their life. It also showed that skill-based forgiveness can help reduce anger and reduce perceived stress and physical health issues. The link at the bottom takes you to a video about forgiveness and health, and it's in the setting of a hospital with cancer patients and how forgiveness can be beneficial for the patients. How can we use forgiveness? Dr. Luskin came up with 9 steps to forgiveness that could be beneficial in any aspect of your life. Number 1, know how you feel about what has happened and analyze what was not okay in the situation. Have a couple people you can tell your story to and to express your feelings to about the ordeal. Number 2, forgiveness is for you and not for anyone else. Do what you need to do to feel better and feel happy. Number 3, forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation with the person that hurt you or condoning their actions. You are trying to find peace for yourself. Number 4, recognizing your primary stress is coming from hurt feelings, thoughts, and physical upsets that you are having now. Number 5, use a stress management technique when you're upset to help your body's flight or fight response. Number 6, don't expect things from other people. Remind yourself that health, love, peace, and prosperity can be achieved with hard work. Number 7, think positive and have goals that can be met because of what you've learned through your experiences. Number 8, don't focus on your hurt feelings, but look for the love, beauty, and kindness that's all around you. It's like the quote, "Life well lived is your best revenge." And lastly, amend your story to remind you of your strength to forgive. So here are some quotes that I found that are about forgiveness and are actually pretty inspirational. The first one is from Gandhi. "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong," which shows that forgiveness is in fact a strength rather than a weakness. The second quote is from a verse in the Bible, and it states, "Be tolerant with one another and forgive one another whenever any of you has a complaint against someone else. You must forgive one another just as the Lord has forgiven you." So some discussion questions I have for you guys. Number 1, has there been a time in your life when you found it hard to forgive someone? Did you end up forgiving them? Why or why not? And this could include something that happened 10 years ago, or it could have happened yesterday. Number 2, how can we learn to forgive in our daily lives, and what are some examples? For instance, it could be as simple as you're driving down the road and someone cut you off. What were the feelings that you felt? Was it resentment, anger, and were you able to forgive? Number 3, the sayings "forgive and forget" and "forgive but never forget" are pretty well known. Which one do you believe is the best practice and why? And these are my references, and thank you for listening to my presentation, and have a nice day.